Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Beating Grandmaster with Stupid Stuff, and today the stupid stuff is going to be using force fields to block ramps. So that's going to be the general theme. Our first opponent is ShoWTimE, who is a 6.9k protoss player. I'm currently 6.3, 6.4 on my on this account, I think. Maybe 6350 or something like that. So even without having to do stupid stuff, I am a fair amount worse than he is. However, perhaps with the help of some stupidity, I can make it happen. And now there's two ways we can really go about it. Seeing as it is a PvP, we can proxy a robo and just do like a very classic force field on the ramp, take it from there with like a 3-gate robo. Or we can go for a blink opener. Honestly, I'm kind of inclined to go for a proxy robo. So we see a relatively quick scout out of him. I think we'll proxy our robo in a bit of an odd location as well. I'm not entirely sure where I want to put it yet, but we'll put it in a location where hopefully he won't look that quickly. Maybe over here. I like the thought of that. So the beauty of proxy robo is that if you're not actually wanting to build immortals, it doesn't matter so much where it is. It just matters that it can start the moment your core finishes. So the biggest downside of opening with a fast robo is that your opponent can see it and respond with a Stargate. Now, if our opponent does not know that we have a robo, he obviously can't respond with a Stargate, which is very, very useful. Because a Stargate would kind of, you know, end our plans in a way which I wouldn't really like. Now, honestly, this is as good as a fake as any I've ever seen. He probably believes that this is real, at least. Or like it's a fake. So he probably thinks I just build a pylon somewhere, and he's going to give up. He's not going to give a crap about this. I don't believe it. I don't believe it for 1 second, my friends. We'll also build... Ooh, you're in trouble, Mr. ShoWTimE. You're in trouble, Mr. ShoWTimE. That is for sure. Should he finish this? I think he should. Maybe? Should I finish this is now the question. And I think the answer to that is I think I should as well, maybe? But I'm not so sure. We'll get a gateway over here. That will allow us the privilege of not having to worry about anything at home. Do I want one more stalker? Yes, I do, for sure. It wouldn't surprise me if he opens up with... Ooh, he's over there with a worker. If he opens up with a... what you call this dude? With an oracle, you know? Now, what's pissing me off is that I don't actually have any way right now to do the force field on the ramp. Because he doesn't have a natural. Wait, does he also have a prism? Okay, well, at least we managed to take that out. Let's just go into blink from here then. So, we're gonna have to clear this thing at some point anyway. And I might just fake a Nexus as well. Not sure if I want to fake a Nexus though. Yeah, maybe we don't get a Nexus whatsoever. So he opened up with a fast robo, which is quite odd, I have to admit. Just the oddest thing. And we're going to continue our journey into the land of the free, the home of the brave, ShoWTimE's main base. We have 3 gates currently. It sure is starting to become a banger. So I want him to take this Nexus. Okay, he has the Nexus. That is part 1 of the plan. Part 2 of the plan is simply to get blink. Ooh, he can see that I'm loading up observers. Actually, I'm gonna get an observer myself. Not because I'm so keen on seeing things, but because I'm very keen on denying his vision, more so than anything else. So we're gonna go home, pretend like we're expanding, and it will look very much so as if we are expanding because we're building a nexus. Now this is the ultimate fake. It's like if you really want to fake something, you should actually just straight up do it. And that's what I'm gonna be doing here is, that's what makes this fake impossible to scout at the same time as well, because I am actually doing it. While the trained eye can see the fact that this is still a fake. Oh. Ooh, I think I'm actually gonna be capable of killing these as well. I mean, I don't really care about this crap. You can't kill me, right? No. I think we're fine. Okay, so now the final act, of course, is to once again get a couple of these. Put these in the prism. He knows I have blink already, so I don't need to hide that. And then we're gonna go for our blink in. Now we have the observer on the way as well. And it's important actually that we get some type of scouting information. Here we go. Oh no, that was a bad blink. That was a really bad blink. That's not it. Okay, we lost everything at this point. We tried our best though. Yeah, maybe the fact that he had 40 workers and also had blink himself didn't really help. And then the 2 immortals. Was a good attempt, but a failed attempt nonetheless. But this is going to be kind of what I'm planning on doing. That's what we're going to continue to try as well. So let's see each other in game number 2. Alrighty-o. Second game is going to be against a player called Trademark. Liquid Trademark. Also known as uThermal, obviously. Now he's going to get absolutely blasted. So I have a very good feeling about this. There's 2 things we can do. We can play a third base, or we can not play a third base and then try to blink in and do something. I think it would be best to at least pretend like we want a third base. So we might not completely saturate it, but ooh, actually, no, okay, I have just a plan. Okay, this sounds a little bit silly, and I'm not quite sure if it's going to work, but we're going to pretend like we're just playing a standard 4 or 5 Stalker, Blink Stalker 3 base opener, while we're hiding lots of Stalkers on the map already. And while we do this, we also get a prism with sentries in it. Then the moment he moves out, we boom, force field his ramp, and then we go in. So rather than going in while he's at home, we'll go in and lock him out as he leaves his house, which makes a lot more sense. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. I'm considering completely not scouting here and playing Nexus before core as well. Just to get a little bit of extra money going, which might just be important to afford the robotics facility, which is a pretty expensive building, and also to get that prism in time, which also tends to be very difficult with this type of opener. We might need to play this off of a low gate count as we get the fast prism, and the prism is a heavy mineral unit that thus requires a lot of minerals, and it usually delays gate production or just infrastructure in general. Extra bases, extra gases. He went for a quick scout, 150 that was. I'm still going to keep my probe here just to make sure we're not being bunkered behind our mineral line. That would destroy our plans a little bit, and I of course don't want my plans destroyed. Okay, it's not going to be doing that, so we just go home. We can see we have a very rapido, well, everything basically. Very rapid Stalker coming out, and I'm kind of liking this. He opens up with a Reaper. Did he just shoot the little critter? Very interesting. Thank you very much, my friend. Much appreciated. Okay, we'll get 1 chrono boost on this. And we'll... Yeah, I'm gonna need to get something on the high ground anyway. Like a unit. I guess there will be that stalker. Oh, I don't have this set up correctly. I also have a triple mining probe somewhere. I'm not quite sure where. Gateway. I could get Blink first and then follow it up later with a robotics facility. I think that's going to be the way I want to do this. Yeah, I think so. I also want to get a 3rd unit before everything finishes. So let's get a 3rd unit now. Or can we get it afterwards? No, we can't. Okay, so we get a 3rd unit now. I'm also going to get this as a 3rd base. And then we get a robo here. So this pylon is just for protection. This robo will be here. And the early game is actually going to be quite important. We will eventually need a 3rd gas as well. When I say eventually, I mean right about now. The Funk Soul Brothers, check it out. And now I think we want a 3rd base. I was considering actually getting a... what you call it? What was I gonna say? I had a very impressive thought just now. Oh, I was thinking of actually getting a sentry, but I thought it would be more fun to get a... to just purely get stalkers initially. I'm not sure why that is more fun. It really doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I guess it is what it is. We'll get an observer first. I want 1 more chrono boost on this, though. And then actually, we need to get a sentry anyway, so we might as well get it quickly, no? I don't like that pylon positioning whatsoever, by the way. I should have had 1 pylon in my main base where I can build the gateway soon. Oh, he's here, he's here, he's here. He's here, he's here, he's here. Now, it's important for me that we don't show our face to him. So we're pretending like we didn't see him. And we can continue building stalkers. So we're actually just going to move across the map with this. Pretending we haven't seen him yet. And then hopefully he will get baited into believing that we actually haven't seen him yet. And then he'll fly in and we kill him. That's the plan for now. 2 more of these. I'm surprised he's not biting the bait. This is very good bait, my friends. Like, this is high quality stuff. I'm really surprised he's not eating it. I would have eaten it a long time ago. Why is he not biting the bait? It's important that he bites it, otherwise I can't really easily move across the map. Want more of these as well. Now, another cool thing... Okay, so we're actually just gonna leave 2 stalkers on this location. This one goes over here. And then we have these stalkers up here. This will be my control group Q. And now we start going. Now, an interesting thing here is that I will actually need some type of units at home, obviously to defend, eventually. We're gonna leave this one up here. And the moment we see him move out, that's when we start going ham. I should have gotten a force so I can build some cannons at home as well. So we're just waiting for him to go. Sometimes, by the way, he sends 2 drops around. If that would be the case here, well, unless it's on the bottom side, we're going to be extremely dead. Just extremely dead. Maybe one of these at home as well. Shouldn't get too many pylons at my 3rd. I think he must be doing something funky, no? I don't like that he's not moving out whatsoever. Like, hello, what's going on? What is he doing? Hello? Is he just gonna sit there forever? Like, at some point my stalkers won't fit in his main base anymore. That's kind of the point that I'm arriving at right now. Like, what is he doing? He needs to do something. Move out, my friend. He's scaring the crap out of me, honestly. Ah, here we go. Okay, this looks bad for us. But in reality... No! We get the blink down. Okay, this actually does look pretty bad for us. I told you he always does the stupid double drop. Not great. Not a great start for us. Oh. The double drop is what got me into the main base. I think if it wasn't for that, we might have been able to do it. Also, the fact that he got tanks didn't really help me whatsoever. This has to be one of the worst build orders I've seen, though. He just didn't move out whatsoever. What happens if I just stay at home? And actually, or get like 5 Colossi or something like that, you know? Then I just straight up win the game. We're gonna obviously... Well, we can't really try again. We don't have anything. Maybe we just need to completely base trade. You go over here. You go up here. Come here, my friend. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. I lost everything. Oh. A painful loss. I didn't even see me lose it, but I must have just flown in and jumped in. Yeah, okay. I think he was ready for me. Yes. That is what disaster looks like at 2 times speed. Alright, I think we'll need to rethink our plan a little bit. At least in this matchup. I think I got something. Alright, let's see if we can get him again. I would like that. I really would like that. Let's go. Alright, this is our 3rd game, which will be against the Protoss. Well, in reality, it is our 4th game. As I just played a game against elazer, I force fielded the ramp and won the game. Sadly, I forgot to press the record button. But it was a banger of a game. I can't believe you guys missed that. I guess you had to be there to see it. And none of you will ever be there. I'll post the replay in the description though for you. So for you hardcore lovers that still have StarCraft 2 installed, you can have a look at it. And for the people that don't have StarCraft 2 installed, well, tough luck. Maybe you should install it again, watch the replay. Actually, it was a good game. And I got him as well. Legendary. But we're now here on Hardwire. And it is a Protoss who is 6.1k. And our goal is going to be to... yeah, what is our goal going to be? To force field the ramp, obviously. However, it's going to be more on a harassment basis, I think. We're going to do less of the super all-in and more dedicated pressure, as I'd like to call it. Now, ideally, I'd force him to take the line 3rd base rather than this one, because if he takes that one, it's going to be very difficult for me to ever get in the main base and force field the ramp. But of course, we still have our ways to do so. Don't worry. I really do not worry, because I have a plan. And that plan might involve getting very fast blink stalkers, but the plan also might involve not getting that. I'm not quite sure yet. We're not scouting so far because we want every little dime that we can get. And get this pylon going. Actually, let's just send it out. Might as well get some info, right? He doesn't seem to be scouting, so he's most likely proxying me, which is annoying and frustrating. But then again, this is PvP, so what do you expect? I'm gonna send a probe down as well to get a 3rd pylon there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Beautiful stuff. Okay. Often by the timing at which our opponent scouts, you can actually see what his plan is. Why do you have so much money? Oh, because I didn't scout. I keep forgetting how good it is to not scout. Like, you actually have insane amounts of money. It's painful for a scouter as myself. But you went back home with a probe or what? What is he doing? Oh, well, I guess I know what he's doing. 2nd pylon is in there. 2 stalkers. This feels a lot like it's going to be a 3-gate. Otherwise, why would you chrono boost your warp gate? Maybe you're just really keen on building some gateway units fast. Very high pace of gateway units. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense though. So we're going to scout for his proxy gateway. And we will inevitably find it, I hope. Well, so far actually no luck. Where is he? That surely cannot be the way forward, right? Surely. Surely this wasn't correct, right? This can't have been the correct call. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. It is very difficult for me to believe that was... See, often I talk about things being very risky and how I dislike it. And then a bunch of you guys in the comments will go, well, but it worked. Maybe it's good. And this is one of those things that I usually dislike. People just straight up walking up with 2 stalkers. And then sometimes it works and you guys will be going ham at me for calling it out as a stupid move. I'm really happy when dumb stuff gets exposed for what it is. And that was a bad move, and I hope he won't do it again in the future. Wait, what? Why is he attacking into me? Come on, buddy, you're ruining the show. I still need to get a prism somehow. Oh, he's actually getting blink himself? Oh, this is not at all what I signed up for. I wanted me to blink into your base and then force field the ramp. That was the entire goal of the show here. If you want to be a showstopper, of course, that is allowed, but really I would not recommend it. I do not deal well with disappointment. One of the things I usually start doing is taking people's points after I have been disappointed. Actually gonna go check up here. Like if he finishes it and jumps in, that could be an issue. However, doesn't seem to be doing that. Just yet at least. I have 1 force field. I have soon to be 2 force fields. And I have my super battery remaining as well. So I am like 0 worried. Except maybe for DTs. Is it possible that he's getting DTs? If he's getting DTs, then that would be bad for him, I think. This is one of those games that made absolutely no sense. He didn't even go for the attack. I guess if you're so good, he could simulate the fight in his head and he realized he would lose. It's kind of how Idra used to play back in the day. He would always simulate the rest of the game out in his head, and in his head he would very often lose. Because if you have a low self-esteem, then or not a lot of confidence in your gameplay, then this is a way, I guess, to play. But we play one more in this case. We'll play one more, and we'll get the force field on the ramp. I'll show it to you guys. All right, don't worry. All right, here we go, my friends. Now the time has come. I actually have a build that I want to play, and this especially because it's a 1-gate map as well. This build will be even better, I believe. So we're going to open up with a low ground wall, pretending that we are just like him. But me and him, we're not the same. We're not even playing the same game. I hope he doesn't already simulate the rest of this game in his head as well, because I do believe it's the exact same protoss player. It is possible that if he simulates it again, that he might just leave like a minute and a half in. That would be bad, because once again, that would completely ruin the show. We get a gateway here. I don't really feel like scouting, but maybe I should. Maybe I should. We'll scout, we'll block his nexus, we'll full wall our own natural, deny him the scouting, open up with 2 adepts in a prism, and follow it up with blink. We blink into his main base, we force field the ramp, and then we take his MMR points, as they, for now, will belong to us. You go here. Wait, he got it? How did I not block it in time? Oh, he's playing something silly, isn't he? Oh, he didn't scout, so he has more money than usual. That's what it is. I see. I see what you're doing. Or maybe he played very late gas. Oh, okay. This was like a 17 nexus. Yeah, it made no sense actually that this nexus was this fast. I wish I knew my timings. Well, I mean, in that case, he's definitely going to be in some trouble. I don't think he can get a Stargate with this. I think it will simply be too late. We got our full wall up. Now, that doesn't mean that we, by default, win the game. It means it's just going to be really difficult for him to scout. This is not a wall, is it? We're making circles around the cyber core. We're driving circles around the cyber core. We're driving circles around the cyber core. It's one of these kid songs that you don't hear a lot about anymore these days. We'll follow it up with a Twilight Council here, like I mentioned, which you can actually build ridiculously fast. We could also just go for 3 gate. No. Twilight Council. We stick to the plan for once in our lives. Can I afford all of this? I think I can. I think I can afford all of this. I hope so, at least. We lost our probe, our scouting probe. I don't think he can wall this off in time, which makes life, well, to be quite frank, difficult for my opponent. Because I'm going to try to shade him with these 2 adepts. You'll need to have a full wall here and a pylon in the back as well to wall it off. We'll keep him. Like I said, we don't want him to ruin the show by failing the wall before the show even starts. We are no showstoppers. Don't forget that. We have a 3rd gateway. We see he's getting Blink, or well, at least Stalkers himself. That could be for Blink. Could be for something else as well. I'm going to kill this thing over here. But there's nothing over there, actually. What is he doing? Did he not realize that there's a tower here where I'm just going to go to? I don't think he saw that, right? So he's moving across the map, which has to be some type of a mistake. No? Or am I the one going crazy now? Because if he moves across the map... Oh, he's... What?! What is this? Why does he have to ruin my entire life every single time? He's actually winning as well, isn't he? Why do I have a battery up there, by the way? Made absolutely no sense. I hope I can actually... man, I really blocked myself in, huh? Locked myself in like an idiot. Okay, well, we get that at least. Do I care about batteries? I feel like we're losing. But this is where the brilliance of my plan comes in, no? He leaves again! Not again! This guy's ruining the show. Alright. You know what we'll do? This is what we're gonna do. I'm going to show you guys the game I played against elazer, because otherwise I'm just gonna get the same protoss again and again. Now, I'd like all of you to truly respect the artistic value of this piece as well. It's not so much just the opener, the execution, but also just the art of the trick. So, in my mind, what I thought I'd do, it was pretty simple. I thought, you know, I'll get glaive adepts, I'll get sentries, and then I force field the ramp. And then at this point, I thought to myself, what would happen if I add DTs into the mix? So what I did is I also threw down a dark shrine. And I faked like I put all my eggs in one basket. But in reality, I have 3 baskets, except they're hidden behind, I don't know, like a bale of hay or something like that. Whatever is in a farmhouse. A barn, that's what you call it. So I clear this overlord. Good start for me. I'm like, okay, now he can't scout anymore. I get a bunch of adepts. I cut 1 adept out of my build. And because the 3rd gate is a little bit delayed because of the stalker. And because I want a fast 3rd gas as well. I'm like, I can't afford a 3rd adept even. So I have less adepts than usual. But I do get a very quick dark shrine and a lot of gas. So this allows me to warp in a sentry here. Now, one of the important things when you do something like this is that you hope that your opponent can't count, because then he realizes that you have way too little adepts, which is definitely the case here. I mean, I have 4 adepts at 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Usually I have like 9 adepts at this point. So he looks at this and goes, oh, that's kind of weird. He finishes up the spores, at least 2 spores, and I just continue building more and more adepts. I'm like, okay, it's all fine, all good. I do like that. I shade in. I see where the queens are moving, right? Like I'm just checking where everything is. So this is like more of a discovery. I'm the Christopher Columbus of protoss, is what they call me as well. I discover things that can already be known. I go up to 12 adepts, and now in his head he's like, hey, that is serious dedication to the case here, you know? That's a lot of units. So I shade one more time. I see what he has. It's important I don't get surrounded here, or I instantly lose the game. And then I warp in 3 more DTs. Okay, or well, 3 more DTs. My 3 first DTs. I hide those. And this is where I truly start the mind games, okay? This is where it truly starts going well. So I walk up, and he's like, hey, adepts. And he's a little bit wary of things, you know. It's like, maybe this prism is going to, you know, he sees a prism, like, might go to this third base. Is the queen's in position? A couple of roaches are kind of in-betweeners, you know. These guys on the ramp. And I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing, buddy. So I go in, I cancel the shade. But I go in with my prism, and now I reveal my intention of force fielding the ramp. And he, like the Zerg that he is, goes there, follows this with absolutely everything. I'm like, okay, you follow that with everything, that's cool. I do another shade into the main base here, like this. And I force field. And now he needs to make a decision. He either goes down or he goes up. He either believes that I'm going to cancel this shade and force field him in, then I walk with my adepts into this base. That would be impossible for me, because that's what the job of the DT is. However, he doesn't know that. So he thinks that might be an issue. He might lose a couple of workers. So what he does is he moves his links down to try and prevent that. And boom, I force field my adepts in the main base. He immediately F2s and sends all his control groups into the main. And here's the third punch of the 1-2-3 punch. It's a move that I made myself. I right-click the spore and look the desperation on his face as he realizes what's about to happen. Barely misses his transfuse. I kill a bunch of workers in the main. Then in the natural, a lot of workers go there. Cancel the spore. And I kill like infinite workers here as well. At the same time, my DTs are being blasted by a spore here as well. It's an absolutely fantastic game by me. I kill like infinite workers. He's just building drones at this point because he doesn't need to build any more units. He just needs detection. And now, if we take a look at the actual state of the game, after all the trouble that I went through to get a force field on the ramp, the game is actually surprisingly close. It actually is kind of surprising. I decided to go for Blink, +1, Disruptors. Now, my tech is very good. My army count is also quite good, but I mean, he does have 70-ish workers. He's getting a Spire, you know. It's not all brilliant for me. So I decide to just all in with a massive army and +1. He decides to go for Mutas. And these two things, when they go against one another, it tends to be good for the guy all-inning. Because Mutas is just, I mean, this is a what? 1200, it's a 2400 resource investment into units that will never see a fight. So yeah, I just move forward and I just start killing him, you know? It's exactly what I do best. I throw a couple of balls here and there. At this point, I realize he has absolutely no units. And I think I just go in. I might even blink forward. I think blinking forward usually is bad, but every now and then, you know, I think it might be worth it. So here I probably should have blunkered in as well, rather than blunking back. Blinkers. Hop, hop. Now the Mutas show up. I'm like, ooh, quick response, Kevin the Koning. Start warping in some units, perhaps. I think I do it at my third base. Yeah, see, work everything to my third workers and stalkers over there as well. And then I just absolutely blast him in the main fight over here, because he just doesn't have enough units. I eat a couple of biles face first. Once again, it's kind of irrelevant. I blink forward. He biles all misses. This is why you should wait with the biles until you blink. But he threw all of them at the same time. And then I win the game. I mean, these mutas are doing something, but I also have stalkers in my natural, and boom. We win. That was the greatest game we've played today. The other ones were highly mediocre. And that's the way of the world sometimes. I hope you still enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the ending especially. I hope to see you all next time for more stuff. And stay tuned to this channel for more highly informative videos like the one tomorrow. Thank you and bye-bye.